What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nolan AJ. We back with another video. We back on this Mortal Kombat 11. Bring y'all some online play. So today in this video, I'll be resuming the previous topic where I was talking about, I think, yes, if I remember correctly, in the last video, I was talking about the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But I didn't get to finish. I still had some thoughts on that topic. I didn't get to finish it because the video ended up ending. Since that video was only like 15 minutes, and I was recording editing for like a half an hour. But yeah, so back where we left off at. This whole Black Lives Matter movement is like this. The stuff that I said in that last video, and that I'm also saying in this video, that's just real. And like, if y'all share this video, here's one thing I'm gonna do. Through no matter what platform, because if y'all remember any of my old videos, like when I was playing Anthem and stuff like that, and I was talking about, you know, another future goal that I want to see is me being an independent artist. All that, okay, now listen like this, all that clout and stuff, I could care less about. The main, if y'all want to know personally, the main reason why I take being an artist so seriously, why I always write songs every day, along with this YouTube channel, while I'm trying to make beats and stuff, is because I care more about putting out a message. I care more about being heard than being known. Now being known as well could be cool, because that's basically telling me, hey, not only is people hearing the message I'm putting out, but I'm also getting known for it. So that would be an achievement as well. But being heard is like one of the most important priorities. I'm gonna do the same thing with this YouTube channel. Like through this platform, like, yeah, I talk about a variety of topics. It's all positivity, you know, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna hold my tongue. Like, I'm gonna speak the truth. That's why I said, anything y'all want to talk about, I'm gonna speak the truth. Like, in this channel, we keep it 100% real over here. So for me to be on this topic about Black Lives Matter, I was thinking to myself one day when the whole George Floyd incident, and it's not even just that. It's like, it's a lot of people that was overlooked and misjudged. You thinking, like, you forgetting, don't ever forget people like Trayvon Martin, or it was another one, I forgot his name, but it was a little kid and he got shot for holding a BB gun because the officer thought it was a real gun. It's so many cases that is still like left out. But at the end of the day, the reason why I'm saying this is because it's like, you know, it's a couple things that's gonna change. Like right here, like everybody talk about the police brutality. This is a start, but here's something that I know people, or some people that might go overlook. It's a lot more than just police brutality. That's one thing I'm gonna say. You looking at education, rigged voting skills, like people, like when we vote, and like, not trying to put anything out there, but like some people start cheating on their votes and stuff like that. Education, schools, public schools, all that stuff. It's a lot of stuff that need to change in society. You know, another thing I'm saying, like, people need to start working on not always being against each other. Like, people need to start focusing more on uplifting each other. Like, it'll make a whole difference in society, and I think it will make a major difference in the community. Like, if people start uplifting people more than bringing people down, then you gotta think about it. That'll start decreasing on how much hate people hold against other people. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, I said, like, swap shoes for a moment. Like if anybody that know, anybody that feels where I'm coming from, Push yourself in the officer's shoes and put the officer in a victim's shoes. Say it like this. I know being a police officer is a dangerous job. Yeah, I know that for a fact. Because, you know, I wouldn't even have the guts to be a police officer. Like, me hearing gunshots outside sound like they around the corner, police sirens almost every night isn't bad enough. I wouldn't take a job where it's a chance I could be getting shot at almost every shift at work. So we know it's a dangerous job. But at the same time, y'all gotta hear me out. They're trained to protect people. So yeah, it's dangerous, but you shouldn't be scared of any normal regular bystander. Like, for example, if you just pull over a regular person and you feel like if you just get like a feeling in your gut he's gonna be up to no good, so they give you attention to pull your gun out on him, that's not the way. It's a way to solve everything, and that way is just not one of those ways. Cause at the end of the day, I know there's police officers that got kids at home and stuff like that. So it's like this. If I have any subscribers or anybody that's like got a family member as a cop, I want them to hear this too. I'm not saying it's them, but I'm just saying for example. If you know you got kids at home, and if somebody pull a gun at you and you was fearing for your life, how you gotta look at it like this. While you making sure yourself is safe and while you taking the life of another unarmed person, you not hurting that man, cause if you shoot that man, it's a possibility that man is gonna be dead. But you want to know somebody you are hurting. You hurting that man's family. Like, that man could have like 2 girls at home and a wife. So you taking somebody from that family, and that family is gonna feel more hurt than the dude that you commit murder, or the dude that you murdered, or the dude that you killed, because he's dead. He's not gonna feel anything. But the family, they're gonna feel that for life. And I think people really need to start looking at that. People need to really start thinking about that. The ways how life is now, how like I said, it's not just police brutality. It's also like, you know, it's education and stuff like that that needs to be changed. You know, like, cause I know it's a couple of schools out here that they really don't care about education now. They just, even if you got a diploma or a degree, that's one thing I will talk about in this video. When it comes to like education, where you go to high school or college, that diploma or that degree is not going to mean nothing if you don't have the tools that you need to make it through life. And I'm saying that for experience. I went to college before. I was going to Penn Valley, but I ended up dropping out. But I had a good reason why I dropped out. I went to Penn Valley because I wanted to pick up keys and tools was going to help me be more successful in life and stuff like that. So I was taking like a couple main course classes. Art was one of them. I even tried for the basketball team, but between me working and going to school, I didn't have the time to make the games. But the reason why I dropped out is because I was getting loaded with hella money. Like, I was paying for classes, and then I was having to think about college, that when you pay for these classes, like, depending on how you pay for them, you gotta pay this money back. So I said, okay, one thing that interested me was music theory, and probably I was going to take a little bit more graphic design. So when I was trying to get to that point, I couldn't take those classes for some odd reason. But not saying Penn Valley is a bad school, but for like what I was trying to do, for the goals that I had set for myself, it wasn't benefiting me. So it resulted in me, I feel like I was wasting my time. So I said, okay, I can't do this. I gotta find another way. So after I stopped going to Penn Valley, I met a couple of people. These people was like, I met a producer. That's the first person I met. I met a producer at a label, and he taught me a couple things about when it comes to making music, which means I got better input on writing better lyrics, making better beats and stuff like that. So I took the time to socialize with many people. That's one thing about it, is that I might seem distant sometimes, but I socialize with a lot of people that I feel like, cause you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who you're gonna come across. That's one thing about it. Then I ended up paying whatever student loan I had back. And I said, you know what? I'm not gonna rely on somebody to educate me. I'm gonna try to educate myself. And that's one thing that I was doing. I was always educating myself to be like, for example, I educate myself to be a better commentator, be a better YouTuber. I educate myself to be a better artist, a better rapper, a better producer. I educate myself to be 100% good at whatever I decide to do. Like in the last video, I don't remember if it was the last video or not, but I spoke about a clothing line. Like, one of my future goals was going to be like to make clothing. So when it comes to that point, or I get that set, when I get specific software where I gotta do this, where I gotta make my own logo, my own designs, I'm gonna do the same thing in reverse. I'm gonna try to educate myself, so I don't just like go into a business high and dry and not know what I'm up against. Like, for example, I'm like, back to the music part. People are saying like, you've been working on music for 4 years. Why you don't have nothing out? Or like, why you don't have no projects? Why you don't have why you don't have no music content out? I'll say it like this. I think I was a junior when I started. I was still in high school when I started finding that passion for music. Here's the thing. I started off like my rhymes was mediocre. Like, I didn't know anything about flow and rhythm because I was just getting into it. But one thing I'll say is, my parents told me this. One thing they told me is like, it's not as easy. It's a business. So I took the time to educate myself on the business, on what I'm on challenges that I might be up against. I did the same thing with YouTube. Like, for example, when I started recording videos for YouTube, I really didn't know how to approach it. So I had to take the time to learn, like, for example, the YouTube studio. I had to take time to educate myself on that, how to use that properly. Like, for example, the videos y'all seeing me upload now is like better quality than the videos I had. Cause I was thinking, here's like one mistake that I learned the hard way. I uploaded like 20 videos one time, copied them to a flash drive, uploading them to YouTube Studio. Then I tried to add commentary through the YouTube editor, but since the video already had sound to it, I couldn't do that. So all those 20 videos I made, I had to delete all of them and start all the way over. That was one challenge I had faced. I said, okay, so next time I do this, what's something that I should look out for? Now, I'm working on putting, like, make these videos more funny for people that like a funny audience. I'm working on how to put memes in my videos. Like, if I have like a funny moment, I put a meme in there. That's something I am currently working on, and I feel like I am starting to get better at my commentating. Cause at first, like I said, I'm like, these videos are up. Like, them Anthem gameplays and like them The Last of Us gameplays, I was asking myself like, hey, should I start talking more in my commentary, or should I like just keep it the way it is? But at the same time, I feel like I'm not talking enough. Like, I'm not giving people like I'm not giving people like a reason to come back and look at my videos by just like playing games and giving like reactions, like scenes later and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure they want a topic on what they want to know what I'm going to talk about in this gameplay. So for example, like in this gameplay, I started talking about like finishing my thoughts on the BlackLivesMatter movement. Like I said about that, like we all human beings, we all people, so everybody, nobody, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die. That's the whole point of this movement. Like we shouldn't be like, I think even Ice Cube said this before, you can't expect to treat people like that and expect them not to rise up. That's just how it works. And but that's just challenges that I overcame personally. Like for other people it might be different. I'm not saying this for like other people, like cause I know it's plenty of people when it comes like they go to college, they want to go into business. Like I got a friend that I work with at Walmart. She's going to university. She wants to be a teacher. If she's in the right path, then it's like, okay, then go ahead hustle. Like I'm not saying that's wrong college, because for example, to be honest with y'all, I'm gonna end up going back to college too. Except this time when I go back to college is that I'm gonna have money. Like I'm gonna go prepared. And then I'm gonna go to a technical institute. It's gonna be out of state. It's gonna be it's like a recording studio college. And if I remember correctly, I think it's in Houston, Texas. So, you know, I'm gonna go back to college, you know, learn how to be a better producer, you know, because anything is possible as long as you push your heart into it. So anything I do it to educate myself, and I do it to make me better. That's the whole point. Like for example, I know it's a lot of people that want to be like hoopers and stuff like that. It's like this. That trying to get in the league stuff, that stuff it ain't easy. Like you literally gotta go. You gotta do like this. You gotta set yourself a to-do list. But if you serious enough about it, anything's possible. Cause the only person that could tell you how to do something or how to get it done is yourself. But yeah, that's my opinion on it, y'all. And this crypt is they switched up the crypt a little bit. I think somebody told me Smoke was in this game. It was a friend that had this game. I don't know if he's in it, or I don't know if they was talking about like a custom like outfit or something like that, or I don't know if you gotta unlock him through the crypt. But I know for a fact that, you know, NetherRealm, they need to bring Smoke back. Smoke, cause I ain't seen Smoke since Mortal Kombat 9. It's been like what, like 5 years? Like, when did Mortal Kombat 9 come out? Y'all give me a minute. That game came out in 2011. It is 2019. I ain't seen the homie Smoke in at least almost 10 years. And yes, I know he was in Mortal Kombat X, but that was the cyborg version. I'm talking about his human form, or at least his revenant self. Cause let's be honest, the cyborg version of Smoke and the human version of Smoke is two different people. The human version way better. Cause if you want to be honest, the human version of Smoke took no witnesses. But I'm checking out this crib. I think NetherRealm really did a good job with this crib. Instead of them making it first person, they made it third person. And I was wondering what that was. I'm like, who is that sounding like that? How is this dude still alive? But that's my opinion on the whole movement, y'all. Like, between education, police brutality so far, that's another thing we can't do. We can't this can't be no temporary thing. I think people need to start consistently speaking up about it. And I think the more they do it, the more they're gonna start making changes to it. Cause some good things out of it, people donate, like, I forgot who, but somebody donated at least 120 million to education, to better education for not only just black folks but folks in school, period. And you gotta think about it, that's a real good thing, because that's like a sign that people starting to make changes. That's why every time I end my video, I say, hey, make sure y'all out here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Be safe out here, because, it gets real tough out here. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not even, like, just saying that, just to be saying that. That's real life. Okay, I honestly don't even know where to go, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the gameplay right here. It's all love over here. I love y'all dearly. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My Twitter, my social media is link in the description. Follow my Twitter. Love y'all. Be safe.